No one expected this. Not like this. When Hudson and Rex Season 8 Episode 1 finally dropped, fans were left speechless. Because Charlie Hudson, the heart of the show, the detective we've known for years, came back. But something was different. Very different. His face was familiar, his voice the same. But behind those eyes, something had changed. It wasn't the old Charlie. It wasn't the man Rex had waited months to see. And when Rex sensed it first, the unease, the tension, the fear, we all knew this was no ordinary return. What happened to Charlie in Mexico? Why did Rex react so strangely? And most importantly, who was on the other end of that secret phone call Charlie made in the dark, away from everyone's ears? This is not the comeback you were expecting. This is the return that could break everything. The moment fans had been waiting for finally arrived. After the shocking cliffhanger of Season 7, no one knew for sure if Detective Charlie Hudson would even come back. His mysterious trip to Mexico had left everyone wondering, where was he? What happened to him? Why wasn't he answering calls? And then suddenly, here he was, walking into the station as if no time had passed. But time had passed, and something felt wrong. Rex was the first to notice. The loyal German shepherd, always calm and trusting, didn't run to Charlie like before. Instead, he stood back, staring, ears stiff, nose sniffing the air, catching a strange scent. It was as if Rex smelled the truth, something no one else could see. Sarah looked confused. Jesse glanced nervously. Even Joe had to force a smile. Everyone tried to pretend this was the same old Charlie, but inside, they knew. The man standing before them had changed, and not in a good way. Charlie smiled. He said the right words. He acted like himself, but his eyes gave him away. There was something distant in them. Cold, like he'd seen something terrible, or done something worse. When Sarah asked about Mexico, Charlie laughed it off. Just needed some time away, he said, but the laugh was hollow. His hand trembled when he thought no one was watching, and when his phone buzzed, he jumped, as if expecting danger at any moment. And that phone. Oh, that phone. The mysterious call no one else heard, late at night, alone in his apartment. Charlie answered it in the dark, whispering words we could barely hear. Not now, they can't know, not yet. Who was he talking to? What secret was he hiding? The fans exploded with theories. Was it someone from Mexico? A threat? An old enemy? Or something worse? Something Charlie himself became a part of. But the signs didn't stop there. On his first day back, Charlie's instincts were off. His mind wandered. During a simple case briefing, he zoned out, lost in thought. When Rex barked to warn him, Charlie flinched, as if expecting to be attacked. This wasn't the detective who always trusted Rex, who moved like a shadow with his loyal partner. This was someone unsure, someone afraid, and Rex felt it too. He growled softly when Charlie touched him, the first time ever, like he sensed a stranger in his best friend's skin. Sarah grew worried. She pulled Charlie aside, asked if he was okay. Charlie smiled again, that same forced smile, and said he was fine. But his hand went to his pocket, gripping his phone, tightly, as if afraid it would ring again. As if afraid the person on the other end would demand something terrible. The tension was thick in every scene. You could feel it, like a storm waiting to explode. And the case they worked on, simple on the surface, only made things worse. A break-in, a stolen file, nothing unusual. But when they tracked the suspect, Charlie hesitated, froze in place, let the criminal get away. Jesse chased him down, but the damage was done. Everyone saw it. Charlie wasn't ready. Or maybe he didn't want to catch him. Was this suspect connected to Mexico? To Charlie's dark secret? Fans flooded forums asking, did Charlie let him go on purpose? Rex watched his partner closely, his tail low, his eyes sharp. He smelled fear, danger. But was it coming from outside or from Charlie himself? The bond between man and dog, once unbreakable, was cracked, and everyone felt it. Then came the moment that made fans sit up in shock. When Charlie thought he was alone in the station garage, he made another call. This time, we heard more. "I did what you asked," he whispered. "They don't suspect anything." But I can't keep lying to them. Not for long. His voice shook. His hand wiped sweat from his face. He looked around, terrified someone would hear. Who was on that line? What did they make Charlie do? Was it a cartel from Mexico? A secret deal gone wrong? Or was Charlie working for someone inside the city? The mystery deepened. And Rex watched from the shadows, quietly growling, as if warning us all. The danger is not over. It's just beginning. Fans everywhere gasped. This wasn't the hero we remembered. This was a man with secrets, a man hiding something dark. The Charlie Hudson we knew was gone. In his place stood someone else, someone broken, someone dangerous. But the biggest question remained. What happened in Mexico that changed him so much? Why was he making these secret calls? And what will Rex do if he has to choose between loyalty and truth? The answers are coming. But they won't be easy. They won't be safe. And they won't leave anyone the same. The more the episode unfolded, the more unsettling things became. Not only for the fans watching, but for Rex, who simply could not ignore the strange feeling that his best friend had become a stranger. Rex's instincts had always been sharp, sharper than any human's eyes or ears. And this time, they were screaming. Every time Charlie walked into a room, Rex's body stiffened. His tail stayed low. His ears perked, waiting for something that hadn't shown itself yet. But whatever had happened to Charlie in Mexico, Rex knew it was following him home. And now, it was inside their city, inside their station, poisoning everything they once trusted. It became impossible to ignore. When the next case file hit Charlie's desk, a simple robbery, at least on the surface. A local businessman claimed that rare documents were stolen from his private safe. A break-in with no clear motive. But when Sarah started reading the details, she paused. The name of the businessman, Luis Delgado, a name connected to one of Mexico's most dangerous underground networks. And the moment she spoke it, Charlie froze. His eyes narrowed, his jaw clenched. He didn't say a word, but his reaction said everything. Something was wrong. He knew Delgado. Or worse, he was involved with Delgado. Sarah noticed it too. She gently asked, "Charlie, you okay? You know this guy?" But Charlie smiled that same strange smile again. Just, heard the name in Mexico? No big deal. But everyone in the room knew he was lying. Even Rex growled, low and soft, staring at his partner like he was watching someone who could no longer be trusted. It was heartbreaking. The bond between man and dog, the strongest connection in the show, was cracking before our eyes. But this was only the start. Because when they arrived at Delgado's fancy office to question him, something terrifying happened. Delgado opened the door with a smile, not surprised to see the detectives at all. In fact, he looked straight at Charlie and said, "I thought you'd keep your promise, amigo." But here you are. The room fell silent. Sarah turned, shocked. Jesse stared, and Charlie went pale. He didn't answer. He couldn't. The secret he'd tried to hide from the team was now clear to everyone. He knew Delgado, and worse, he'd made some kind of deal with him in Mexico. Delgado laughed. "We had a good understanding down south, didn't we, detective? You helped me there. I keep quiet here. Or has your dog sniffed out the truth already?" Everyone froze. Rex's teeth bared, a warning growl rising. Delgado's smirk grew wider. Such a smart animal. Knows his master's changed. Smells the fear. Charlie finally snapped out of it. "Shut up," he hissed. But it was too late. Sarah had heard enough. Jesse too. Something terrible had happened in Mexico. And Charlie wasn't the same man anymore. As they left Delgado's building, the tension boiled over. Sarah pulled Charlie aside in the car park. "What's going on, Charlie? What did you do in Mexico? What did you promise him?" Her voice shook with fear and anger, but Charlie stayed silent. He just stared at the ground, ashamed. Rex, sitting in the back seat, whined softly, his eyes locked on Charlie like he didn't recognize him anymore. Fans watching this moment felt their hearts break. This was not the detective who always fought for justice. This was a man trapped by his own secret, But then came the most shocking moment yet. Late that night, Charlie sneaked into the evidence, Angia's room, alone. He opened the locked drawer where Delgado's stolen documents were kept. He pulled out one file, slipping it into his coat. He thought no one saw him, but Rex did. Silent as ever, sitting in the shadows. His sharp eyes watching, his heart sinking. His best friend was stealing evidence, betraying the badge, betraying everything they stood for. Rex didn't bark, didn't growl. He just watched, torn between loyalty and truth. The dog who would give his life for Charlie was now facing the unthinkable. What if the man he loved had become the enemy? What if Mexico had broken Charlie forever? Fans couldn't believe what they were seeing. This was the twist no one expected. The hero of Hudson and Rex, the man who solved every case, who always did the right thing, now hiding stolen evidence for a criminal, working for Delgado in secret. What had happened in Mexico that changed him so completely? The forums exploded with questions. Was Charlie forced into this by blackmail? Had Delgado threatened his family? Or worse, had Charlie crossed the line willingly? Had he become part of the very crime world he once fought against? And then, the phone rang again. In the middle of the night, as Charlie stood in his dark apartment, staring out the window like a haunted man, his secret phone buzzed. Slowly, carefully, he answered. The voice on the other end was low, dangerous. You did well. Keep the file hidden. No mistakes, Hudson, or you and your dog will both pay. Charlie's hand shook. He wiped sweat from his face. I don't want this anymore, he whispered. I want out. But the voice only laughed. Too late, detective. You made your choice in Mexico. Now live with it. And all the while, Rex sat in the hallway, quietly watching the door, listening, waiting, knowing that the man behind that wall was no longer the Charlie Hudson he trusted, but something else, something darker. The cracks were deepening. The danger was growing. And the ending of episode 1 promised only more heartbreak and shock. The fans knew this was just the beginning of the biggest mystery Hudson and Rex had ever told. And Rex knew he might have to make the hardest choice of all. The mystery that hung over Charlie's return was finally starting to tear open. It was no longer something hidden in small glances, in nervous smiles, or secret phone calls. The truth, the terrifying truth, was about to spill into the light. And Rex, faithful Rex, could feel the storm coming. His instincts screamed danger. His eyes followed every move Charlie made. The man he had trusted, the man he would have, died for, was slipping away into shadows deeper than anyone could imagine. And now, the full horror of Mexico was beginning to show. It started when Sarah, unable to sleep, returned to the station alone late at night. Something wasn't right. She could feel it. Charlie's behavior at Delgado's office. The secret, phone, the missing file. It didn't add up, and Sarah, brave and brilliant, knew the answer had to be hidden in the classified files from Charlie's time in Mexico. She wasn't supposed to see them. No one was. But tonight she didn't care. She broke protocol, opened the International Case Archive, and what she found left her breathless. 6 months ago, Charlie had gone off-grid in Mexico. The official story said he was helping the Mexican police on a secret operation, tracking drug routes, helping solve kidnappings. But that was a lie. The file told the real story. Charlie had been captured, not by ordinary criminals, but by Delgado's cartel itself. For 3 weeks, they held him prisoner, tortured him, starved him, threatened him with death every hour. But they didn't kill him. They made him an offer. Help us, they said. Use your position in Canada to protect our interests. Smuggle evidence. Misdirect investigations. Keep our enemies off our back. In return, you live, you go home, and your friends, your family, including Rex, stay safe. Say no, and they'd die. All of them. Sarah covered her mouth as she read the reports. Photos. Transcripts. Charlie's confession to the Mexican officers after he was rescued. His broken promise to do anything, to keep Delgado's cartel from killing him or the people he loved. Her hands shook. Tears filled her eyes. Charlie hadn't betrayed them because he wanted to. He'd been broken, trapped, forced into darkness. And now, Even back in St. John's, Delgado still owned him. But this wasn't the end. Because at that very moment, Rex had tracked Charlie to the old warehouse on the waterfront. Alone, following his master's scent through the night streets, Rex finally reached the secret meeting spot. Hidden in shadows, Rex watched as Delgado's car arrived. Charlie stepped forward, tense, angry, tired. I brought the file. You have what you want. Now leave me alone, he hissed. But Delgado only laughed. It's never that simple, Hudson. You're ours now, forever. One more job. You'll help us again. Or next time, maybe your dog won't wake up. Accidents happen, even to police dogs. Rex growled softly from the darkness. His heart pounded. His mind raced. He understood enough. Danger. Threat. His master was trapped. And Rex, faithful, loyal, brave Rex, couldn't let this go on. He would act, even if it meant breaking every rule. Even if it meant turning against the man he loved most. He had no choice. Charlie was in too deep. The cartel's claws were sunk in too far. As Delgado drove away, Charlie sank to the ground, hands shaking, head in his hands. He couldn't do this anymore. But when he looked up, there was Rex, standing in the shadows, staring, eyes full of sadness. And something else, disappointment. Charlie felt his heart shatter. Rex, I'm sorry, he whispered. But Rex turned, walked away. For the first time ever, Rex left Charlie behind. At the station, Sarah confronted him the next morning, the file in her hand, the truth in her eyes. I know, Charlie. I know everything. Mexico, Delgado, the threats. You should have told us. We could have helped. But Charlie shook his head, tears forming. They would have killed you. Killed Rex. I couldn't risk it. But Sarah was firm. And now, they own you. And soon they'll own all of us unless you fight back. We can still stop this. Together. But was it too late? Because just then the captain burst in. Face pale, voice shaking. We have a problem. Delgado's men hit the docks last night. A shipment's missing, and this morning, a body was found. The room froze. Charlie's blood ran cold. Who? He asked. The captain's eyes met his. A message, Hudson. The body's Delgado's warning. You fail him again, and next time, it'll be someone you care about. Rex barked, loud and fierce, breaking the silence. His growl echoed through the station. A warning to Charlie. A warning to everyone. The danger was here, and the price of failure was death. Fans were stunned. This was not the Hudson and Rex they knew. The light-hearted cases, the simple mysteries, gone. Replaced by fear, betrayal, darkness. Charlie was trapped in a nightmare, and Rex was the only one who could save him. But how? Could a dog solve a case that no human could? Could Rex break the cartel's grip before it destroyed the man he loved? Or was this the end of everything they'd built? The questions burned as the episode raced toward its shocking end. What had Rex planned? Why had he left Charlie alone in the warehouse? What secret plan was forming behind those smart eyes? Fans couldn't wait to know. But one thing was clear. The real battle was only beginning, and Rex was ready to fight. Everything. The lies, the pain, the secret phone calls, the night meetings with Delgado, and Rex's growing distance led to a final confrontation no one was ready for. Charlie had tried to protect everyone by staying quiet, but silence was no longer a shield. It had become a prison. And now, Rex was done waiting. The loyal partner had made his choice. If Charlie wouldn't save himself, Rex would. The final. Minutes of Hudson and Rex. Season 8, Episode 1 left fans frozen in shock. The episode moved fast, like a freight train with no brakes. It began with Sarah and Jesse reviewing a strange series of encrypted emails sent from an untraceable burner, server linked to Mexico. At first glance, they seemed like nonsense. But Rex, ever the genius, reacted to one message. A sound. A name. A code phrase used back in Charlie's early missions in Mexico. That's when Jesse figured it out. The emails weren't random. They were instructions, warnings, and the last one was a kill order. At that same moment, Charlie received a call. No name. Just static. Then one word. Tonight. It was Delgado's final demand. The docks. Midnight. One last job? or Rex dies. Charlie raced to the location, alone, determined to end this, once and for all. He wasn't going to let Delgado win. He wasn't going to let Rex get hurt. But he didn't know. Rex was already there. And he wasn't alone. For weeks, Rex had been watching, listening, waiting. While Charlie struggled in silence, Rex had started his own investigation, tracking Delgado's men, gathering evidence. And tonight, he led Sarah, Jesse, and the captain straight into the trap, with backup from the RCMP. As Charlie stood face to face with Delgado, gun pointed at his chest, Rex leapt from the shadows, barked once, then stepped aside, sirens, lights, officers in riot gear. Delgado's men swarmed and cuffed, and Delgado himself, taken down in front of Charlie's eyes. The betrayal, the threats, the pain. It all ended in one perfect sting, and Rex had planned it all. But the victory wasn't sweet. As Delgado was dragged away, Charlie turned to Rex. "You knew," he whispered. Rex simply stared. No tail wag, no joyful bark, just silence. Charlie fell to his knees, broke. "I'm sorry, buddy. I lost myself. I tried to fix it alone, and I almost lost you forever." This moment, raw and emotional, hit fans in the chest. Charlie, always the hero, was finally human, vulnerable, afraid. And Rex, the silent partner, the heart of the show, had carried them both through the darkness. The camera lingered on their eyes. Man and dog, finally reunited. Not just in body, but in trust. And yet, even as Delgado was arrested, questions remained. Who sent the encrypted emails? Why was Delgado so sure someone inside the department was working with him? And what was in the envelope Charlie slipped into his pocket just before the arrest? Then came the phone call. Charlie returned to the precinct late at night, alone again. His phone rang, a number he hadn't seen since Mexico. He answered. "It's done," he said. A voice on the other end replied, "Good. But Delgado was just the beginning. We'll be in touch." The screen went black, the credits rolled, and fans were left speechless, because now it was clear Delgado wasn't the top of the chain, he was just a puppet. And whoever was pulling the strings still had plans for Charlie, and for Rex. The premiere of Season 8 didn't just bring Charlie back. It rewrote everything. The tone, the stakes, the future. Hudson and Rex was no longer just about solving local crimes and quirky cases. Now, it was about trust, loyalty, and survival. And Rex, he wasn't just a sidekick anymore. Do you think Charlie can ever truly escape his past? Was Rex right to go behind Charlie's back and set the trap himself? And who do you think is the real mastermind hiding behind the Delgado operation? Let us know what you think is coming in Episode 2, because if this premiere was any clue, Hudson and Rex Season 8 is going to be the most intense ride yet. Thank you.